guys, so we're gonna do part 2 of yesterday's video. So I'm still working with the card number 38 out of box 1, or color cube 1. And I did put salt on here yesterday, but the ink was pretty thick, so it took pretty much all night to dry. So if you guys can kind of see what the salt did on there in some areas. I put it on this side. I like how it made that kind of, I don't even know what to call that pattern. It just kind of gave it more texture. And then I think I had some salt in there. I had salt right here. Oh, look at that. I love it. It just kind of pulls some of the color up, but not all of it, which is really cool. And I had some right here. And I love the texture it gave on this piece. And the bigger, coarser salt makes even bigger marks. I need to get more of that. Kind of ran out. But taking it off right here. And I love using salt in my inks on paintings. I just think it's so much fun. Because like even right here, you see like those little brown dots and like right there. That's just from the salt. As I rub it away right here, you can see how it kind of left these dots. And it is pretty coarse, so it does kind of tear up your fingers a little bit when you're trying to rub the salt off. So you can use a brush if you want to. Oops. No, I don't want that to come up. Yeah, that washi tape that I got just doesn't really hold up. It's kind of a bummer. Just kind of sweeping it off the page because I still want to do some abstract mark making on here. And I'll go dump this in the trash when I'm done. But I'm just trying to make sure I get it all. But I love the marks that it leaves on there. I just think it's fun. It's different. And you never know what you're going to get. Some spots were still more wet than others, but that's okay. Oof, look at that. That's from the art graph. And now since these are water soluble, you guys, if you get this wet again, it will kind of move around. So you will want to spray this with a fixative, or what do you call it? Yeah, that's the right word, I believe. Fixative? I'm gonna drop a can. Yeah, workable fixative. So once I'm done, I'll spray it down. And I know I'm going to be using the liquid gold, which you guys know I'm obsessed with. I love this. And I think I'm actually going to use the end of the brush this time because I didn't want to pull out the, the cap cleaner. But as you guys can see from the last time I used it, I mean, obviously this brush is it's not really good for anything else but this now. But if you use the cap cleaner, you'll get most of it out. And yeah. Still considered a crap brush now. That's what I call the ones that I've ruined. So, and then again, I got the ink in light rose, the Amsterdam ink. I have my Caran d'Ache wax pastel Neocolor 1. I have the solid marker. Got the King Art pen, another acrylic marker by Artex, and the Molotow acrylic marker in white. So figured we could just do some doodles on here and just see what happens now that it's dry. So maybe I'll start with some of the pink and just kind of get some marks on there. You don't necessarily have to make sense, just want to kind of play just to get more stuff on here. More stuff. I don't know what the other word would be. Make it more fun, I guess. And I love these because they're almost like samplers because you never know what you're going to get. You just have no idea how it's going to turn out and what you're going to end up loving and not loving. So it's good to figure out like colors that you enjoy, patterns you enjoy, and keeping track of like the patterns that you do is really helpful. Like I like to put that in my sketchbook when I like find patterns that I create and use all the time. I like to put those in my sketchbook, and then I kind of try to think about why it is I like those patterns and shapes and colors and like colors together, like certain colors. Because then it kind of just helps with your story, like with your journey, you know, with creating. Okay, so I got some doodles there. Let's see, where else do I want this? I don't know. I don't really want to use that one right now. Maybe we'll use, and this crayon did not show up very well on that brown. I thought with as light as it would show up better, which is kind of strange. Maybe it'll be different. Oh, that pops. Yeah, ochre and pink are just the coolest colors together. It's like a neutral and feminine. I don't know. I just think it's fantastic. I love those two colors together. This one kind of turned out to be more like a rainbow. So did that one. Just the way they look. And this one almost looks like it needs to be lightened up some. So let's see what kind of... I almost want to make a flower with this one. I gotta think of which one I want to do. Let's do something like this. And I might have to outline it with black to really get it to show up. I'll just kind of keep the pattern going. I know there's tape there, but it keeps me centered with what I'm doing. That's kind of cool. Should we outline that with black? And just kind of help it pop. It's actually pretty. What about some white? Should we put some white in there just to add to it? I love these pens. Maybe we could do some white in the center. There we go. And then maybe for the lines. There we go. Yeah, I'm liking how the white's just kind of bringing stuff to life, even with the black outlining. Maybe we could do some random outlines on here, just to give it that added touch. I don't want it to be perfect. I just want to play here. Let's see. I guess I could have pulled out a black. I don't know, I want like a fatter tipped black one. I'm not sure why. Just add some dots. There we go. And how about some dots on this one? So my brother got a puppy yesterday. It's been a handful. It's like having a newborn in the house all over again. So it's keeping us all quite busy. So I really didn't get a whole lot of time to do a live today like I wanted to on Twitch, but that's okay. Gotta potty train the new puppy, and we also have other dogs, so kind of got to get them to get used to the new puppy. And it's a silver lab. She's beautiful. Her name is Emerald, and she's snoozing away right now in here with me and Madeline. Let's see, maybe we should do a bunch of white dots over here. kind of give it the feel of the center of a flower, maybe. It's kind of what the color reminds me of anyway. That's cool. I like these dots too. I feel like that's kind of more elegant with the spacing and just the colors right here. It almost gives like the, I don't know, it gives me like a lace kind of vibe, or even like a, not a crown, but like those headbands they would wear in medieval times. That's kind of what this looks like to me with like the dots. Like if this was like somebody's face and then here's the headpiece. I don't know. It's just where my head's going with that one. I'm not sure why, but it just is what it is. Kind of do the center on these. Boop, 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 boop. What else can we do? I love this coloring right here, how the pink kind of blended in with the ochre right there. That's pretty. Let's see, what else kind of marks can we do? How about we outline these? Not sure why I wanted to do that, but we're doing it. Normally I'm the one that's like, oh, I shouldn't do that because it's gonna mess things up. I'm not gonna like it. Well, I'm trying to get that out of my head because you never know how it's gonna look till after you do it most of the time. So just trying to get out of that perfectionist mindset. It's too exhausting. This one already has squiggles, so maybe we'll just do this one first before I decide to. I actually like this. I like this. I like how it's giving more life to each circle. Kind of digging it. This one's cool because it has like its own outer shape. It almost looks like it was meant to be like a flower, kind of. So maybe not that one, but I still think I should do this one. Kind of fix where it lost its. There we go. I wonder if I should do just kind of random in between. Is that too much, guys? What do you think? That's pretty good. Oh, that yellow ochre's coming off on the tip. There we go. That's cool. That's not too bad. I think I want to play with the gold now. Kind of wipe that off. Make sure it's still recording. And we are. Oops, I woke up the puppy. My bad. My bad. Make sure you guys shake this up really, really good when you're using it, so that way it. Okay, so now I feel like just doing some little dots and lines with the gold. And let's see what happens. Just some random spots here. That's cute. I like that. I wonder if I can draw with it. Maybe I should dip it. I think that'll. This dries so quick. I don't have one of those like dipping pens, so I just kind of have to wing it. But I kind of like how the initial drip on here is kind of giving it an extra something. What do you guys think? That's actually kind of cool. But I don't want to go overboard with the gold on this particular piece. That is really cool. I like how it's leaving like a trail. It almost looks like little comets leaving their trail. That's actually really pretty. How fun. There we go. And then how about we just do some bigger dots on this one. I still love this area and how it turned out. That's pretty cool. I'm just kind of stamping some gold in the center of this one. Stuff is pretty potent. How about we do some little dots in between the white on the pink. That's gonna be a big one. There we go. There we go. That's pretty. I like how that looks. Let's do some dots along this one. Okay, so we got some gold here, got gold here, gold on this one, gold on this one, right there. Kind of feel like you guys can take her out back to a potty. That's okay.
She doesn't want to back. She's going to cry.
There's that.
Just sit out there with her.
All right, so we got some gold on there. I feel like there just needs to be a little bit more something up here. How about we do some, ooh, that was a big dot. And then keep doing some bigger dots along the outside. This one just needed more gold, in my opinion. Boop, 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 boop. That one kind of went everywhere. Oops. That's pretty. Maybe some little ones right here. Okay, that was not a little one. That's okay. Okay, so we got some gold here, gold throughout this one, gold throughout this one. I don't feel like this one really needs any more. The dark kind of, I think it's just enough gold. And this one, I kind of feel like it needs a little bit more. Maybe it's just because it's not exactly the darkest right on these ones. There we go. I like the little salt spots on there. Let's see, will it let me kind of draw? There we go. Whew, that kind of took off the paint off the wood on this thing. All right, so I'll set that down. I'm going to cover this back up because that smell is pretty potent. All right. What do you guys think? I think that looks pretty darn cool. Can't really see any other areas I'd like to add. I mean, I feel like maybe something in here, but I don't want to take away from this pink contrast with the ochre. I really like how those look together. I feel like this one's a little chaotic on this side. I don't know, I really like this one and this one and this one possibly. All right, let's do like a little reveal. Take off the tape. Whoop, that one wanted to come off already. And see what we did. It's like my favorite part, taking off the tape. Of any of my pieces, it's my favorite. Wow, that looks really good. That gold spray paint stuff, that was pretty stinky. And we'll have to turn it around a couple different directions and see what we think. Yeah, this one turned out pretty cool. That was a fun one. So here's another direction. And another direction. And this way. These are pretty neat. I think I'm just having a hard time deciding whether I want to cut these up into 4 different ones or leave it like this as a piece. Because what if somebody wants like the whole thing? Decisions. All right, so when this one's done, I will flip it over and I will stamp it with the date, which I'm not sure what the date is. Today the 2nd, Maddie?
Huh?
Is today the 2nd?
For what?
So I stamp the back and then I sign it, all these pieces, because I do stick them in my little suitcase that I use for events. So if anybody wants to go through these, they can just pick up, you know, a cheaper piece. Like, hey, they only got like 10, 15, 20 bucks in their pocket and they just want to pick up a fun little piece to take home. I love making these for that, not just for, I mean, it's a good way to have like little studies, but it's fun to have something that people can take home and enjoy if they can't afford like a full-blown painting. So I love making these. It's a lot of fun. So yeah, make sure you guys follow if you want to, you know, be creative together. And if you have ideas, tips, tricks, leave them in the comments so we can all learn and grow and experiment together with all these fun materials. And I will see you guys on the next one.